this is where giraffes can be the most dangerous. One kick. You hear those bushes cracking?
Let's get back in the vehicle. I heard something over here. There's a set of eyes right there. Gavin, get back in the vehicle. A set of eyes looking at us.
I'm animal trainer Brandon McMillan. I've spent my whole life handling some of the world's most dangerous animals, but never in the wild. Now's my chance to go face-to-face with them after dark, when they're most active and most deadly.
Whoa!
To show you what no one sees. The secret lives of animals at night. During the day, in central Kenya's 90,000 square mile Opejita Hills, the famous creatures of East Africa's animal kingdom roam free against the backdrop of nearby Mount Kenya. But at night, this massive brushland becomes an intense battleground for the many nocturnal predators that live in the shadows and the prey they brutally hunt down to kill.
Behind me, the snow-capped face of Mount Kenya is shrouded in clouds. But peeking just above the tree line is the tallest and one of the most graceful animals in the world, the giraffe. Sometimes reaching imposing heights of nearly 20 feet and tipping the scales at 4,000 pounds, the giraffe relies on its height and excellent vision to spot predators during the day. But when night falls, giraffes have few defenses, and their calves often fall prey to the non-discriminating lion.
I've come here at night to see how giraffes keep their young alive when darkness robs them of their treetop vantage point, leaving both adults and offspring virtually blind. Giraffes are the tallest animal, not only in the African wilderness, but in the world. These graceful creatures can reach 18 feet tall, and during the day, they take full advantage of their height to see great distances and locate predators from afar. But in the dark, as they're feeding and resting with their young, they face a nightly ritual of fending off deadly nocturnal predators. To defend themselves against these hungry killers, giraffes tap into a powerful set of nighttime advantages. Their blotchy skin coloration helps them avoid detection against the backdrop of shadowy brush. Their long legs are strong enough to literally deliver a death blow. And, like whales, giraffes can communicate infrasonically or below the range of human hearing, which helps them maximize herd defense against their powerful nighttime foes. Giraffes can only be found on the African continent and have disappeared from most of Western Africa because of a combination of poaching and man-made habitat destruction. As the light of the day begins to fade from these vast plains, my crew switches to astroscope. With this technology, the wilderness becomes a whole other world at night. Giraffes live in dry areas and seek out land rich in their favorite diet, the thorny acacia tree. And they typically consume up to 75 pounds of food in a single day. My crew and I make our way across this rugged brushland to meet up with giraffe expert Samuel Matisia. Samuel is a specialist in environmental studies and is a professional ecological monitor. He'll be an invaluable resource as we try to find these often skittish herds.
Samuel?
Yeah.
Brandon, how you doing?
Good. Such a pleasure seeing you in person and expecting you.
I've come here for giraffe behavior at night. I want to see the herd structure and how they protect their calves.
Actually, that is very interesting because only 50% of all calves make it to adulthood. When the giraffes are in a herd, they tend to really protect the calves. Most of the time, even when the giraffes are resting, you realize that one of them will be standing for surveillance. They'll tend to go around cows and give, the predators this super stare. Sometimes they would even charge.
Sam tells me that finding a giraffe herd at night can be tricky and dangerous.
We need to be careful, We can get so engrossed on the giraffe thing and forget that we also prey. So remember, there are predators out there, and we need to be on the lookout.
I'm with you.
The plan is to travel 5 miles east of Sam's cabin to an area of this wilderness where he's been seeing giraffe herds and the lions that stalk them. There, I'll search for herds using the defensive strategies that keep their young alive through the long, deadly night. As we go deeper into the wilderness, we come across a common yet gruesome sight in the savannah at night.
What is that right there? Stop, stop.
Bone or something?
What is that? That's a bone. What kind of bone is this?
Oh, that's a giraffe bone. It's a...
This is a giraffe bone?
Yeah, it's a femur.
Look at the size of this thing.
It's a huge.
No wonder they have such a powerful kick.
Sam says it's impossible to be sure, but it's very likely that this giraffe fell victim to one of the many lions of this savannah. It's 2:30 a.m., and we press on into the dark hills, searching for giraffes. But even with the astroscope, it's hard to see anything in this pitch-black plain. So I get out my thermal cam to see if I'm missing anything.
Stop, stop. Look at that. Male lion. 40 yards that way. It's a big guy right there.
Yeah.
As the male lion takes a seat in the brush, we're able to get a closer look. At this setting, it's easy to see how well a lion's fur and mane insulate it. A lion's body temperature is around 100 degrees, but only its exposed face gives off this heat temperature. The rest of the lion, covered in thick fur, blends in with the 53-degree night air. These giant cats are fearless hunters, capable of taking down animals much larger than themselves. Weighing in at close to 600 pounds, the lion is one of the few predators large enough and fast enough to hunt and kill the towering giraffe. Able to sprint up to 36 miles per hour, the lion can run down a giraffe and use its powerful claws to drag the massive beast to the ground. Its bite, which has been measured at 700 pounds per square inch, is enough to break the immense neck in the adult giraffe, making the lion the giraffe's worst nightmare as the sun goes down. With no sight of giraffes on the horizon, Samuel and I keep moving. Using my thermal cam, I quickly spot 2 giraffes above the tree line. Then, an entire herd.
Look at the herd of giraffe right there. See him?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, that is awesome. Look at that.
We're downwind from the herd. It's harder for them to detect our presence. So Samuel and I begin to approach cautiously.
Can you see the head right above the bush? It's right straight ahead of him. Yeah.
They're really wary of us right now.
Yeah.
This is where giraffes can be the most dangerous. One kick, lights out. You hear those bushes cracking?
Yeah.
I heard something over here. There's a set of eyes right there. Gavin, get back in the vehicle. A set of eyes looking at us. I don't know what that is, but that's a predator. Those are yellow eyes in the bushes right there. Ready? That's either a lion or a hyena right there. Those are not friendly eyes.
Unfortunately, it seems like all the activity scared off the giraffes. But before we move on in search of the herd, I quickly set up my motion sensor camera to catch any action that I might miss.
Let's go.
My crew and I move on to another area where Samuel has seen both giraffes and lions. So far, we've come 20 miles northeast from Samuel's cabin through the low hills of the Kenyan wilderness. We've decided to go 10 miles deeper in hopes of spotting another herd. We travel into the foothills, and the going is rough. Even the landscape poses a threat.
We're trying to navigate through this field. There's pig holes everywhere. It's like a minefield. If we get stuck in one, we could be stuck there for the night.
About 2 miles into our journey, we catch sight of another herd. I pull out my night vision goggles to see if there are any juveniles in the group.
I only see 3 giraffes lying down. I see one actually standing in the bush.
There's one at the end, yeah.
It's difficult to appreciate the sheer size of a giraffe without seeing it alongside other animals. Despite being nearly 6 feet tall, this zebra barely reaches the giraffe's underbelly, and it's truly an impressive sight. There's a giraffe calf feeding in the center of the group, and it's amazing to see how the herd stands guard over it, ready to take action if anything comes near. The giraffe's sight is greatly diminished in the dark, and so at night, even its great height doesn't ensure that it will see other herd members or approaching nocturnal predators. Instead, it relies on its keen hearing and speed to escape its foes.
They're so graceful.
Even though this herd is at rest, I'm certain their defenses are up, and they're ready to take on any predator that targets their young. To protect themselves at night, giraffes use infrasonic communication at frequencies as low as 11 hertz, which allows them to warn each other of danger without alerting their predators. Grazing is their primary activity after dark, and with tongues that extend up to 18 inches, they have no problem finding food without seeing it. Their powerful legs kick with massive force and allow them to run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, making them able to flee from most predators if they have sufficient warning. It all seems peaceful, but once again, the giraffes aren't alone, and neither are we.
Hear that? Hear that cracking?
Yeah.
You hear the trees snapping?
I can't quite see what's out there with my astroscope, so I get out my thermal cam to help highlight whatever's lurking in the brush.
It's an elephant.
These elephants are most likely moving through the night in search of food. The forest this small herd is walking through has cooled off considerably as the night air drops to a chilly 53 degrees. Elephants dissipate heat with their ears, which is why the tops of their bodies and their immense ears appear far cooler than their average temperature of 99 degrees. While we were busy with the elephants, the giraffes again quietly slipped into the darkness.
You're kidding me.
You're gone.
In that short amount of time, they just took off like that? How can they be so stealthy?
With this second group of giraffes now gone and the sunrise coming soon, we decide to turn in for the night and try again tomorrow. It's my second night in East Africa searching for giraffe herds in defense mode. I'm hoping to see how they fend off predators that stalk their young when darkness diminishes adult giraffes' long-range eyesight. Hopefully, the motion sensor camera that I set up last night has had better luck catching giraffes on the defense than we have.
Let's see what we got. What is that?
It's my second night in the wilderness at the base of Mount Kenya, and my search for a giraffe herd defending their young from predators continues. I've stopped to pick up my motion sensor camera to see if it's gotten any footage of giraffes on the defense.
Let's see what we got. What is that?
It's a lion.
He's aggressive. We just hit the camera.
Oh my God.
This motion sensor camera gives me a way to see animals that I can never get on my own. And this lion is a good sign that I'll have a chance to witness an encounter between giraffes and their predators. Samuel and I head further into the wilderness, and I use my spotlight to see if I can spot a giraffe through the thick brush. But instead, we come across another of Africa's most formidable animals.
Sam, look at this. See, Mama?
What? What's that? Oh, a white rhino.
A white rhino and a calf.
Yeah.
Incredible.
This white rhino is both nocturnal and diurnal, and we seem to have caught her and her calf taking a break from the nighttime repast. Although it's one of the world's largest land mammals, weighing up to 8,000 pounds, the white rhino is a peaceful herbivore that spends its nights either resting or using its distinctive wide lips in a side-to-side movement and its huge head to quickly consume enormous amounts of grass. Though placid, white rhinos can be deadly if they feel their young are in danger. They're also notoriously short-sighted, and so they can be especially protective of their calves in the dark. A threatened rhino is therefore one of the most dangerous animals to come across in the African bush at night.
Look at she's waking up. She's getting up, see?
Look at her taking position like that. Just completely huddled over her young.
Yeah, the calf looks so safe. I mean,
No, that calf's not worried. Not at all. With a mother that size, can you imagine if she came to this vehicle? She would wreck this thing. All right. She's not bothering us. Let's not bother her.
yeah, let's go back to our business. Enjoy.
All right, pilot. Let's keep going. Let's let her be. You see him?
No.
This bush is so thick, I can't see a thing.
Being out here after dark is a far more intimidating experience than coming out here during the day. But luckily, we quickly find that we're on the right track.
Right here. Got him.
That's what I wanted to hear.
He can right above the tree line.
A giraffe on alert above the treetops, on the lookout for predators.
Right here. 9 o'clock. I got the herd.
Right.
We got him.
Someone's lying down right there. It's one of the very few times when a giraffe's at risk of being preyed on by lions.
Yeah, right.
I want to try to get a closer look at these vigilant creatures without spooking them. And I think I have just the tool for the job.
It's an RC car with a camera rigged with night vision infrared over here. A little beacon right here sends an infrared flash. That way I can find it in the dark if I get lost. This will get me in places that I simply cannot go.
As the remote control car nears the herd, it quickly becomes clear that not only can they sense it, but it makes them skittish.
I hit a divot out there. The car got stuck and it thrusted forward a few feet. Scared the giraffes.
Luckily, I didn't spook the herd too far, and we'll have to wait a bit before we can attempt another approach. This is a herd made up of different sexes and ages, and they're out here at night mostly resting, but also guarding against predators. But suddenly, this peaceful scene explodes in violence.
Whoa. You seeing this?
We got two males battling for dominance in the wild. Look at the way the heads are just slamming towards each other's bodies.
The contest is like arm wrestling, only here the giraffes use their necks to push each other until one animal submits. I take out my thermal cam to help see the action of this incredible fight. Against the relatively cool backdrop of the night landscape, these two aggressive males, who are fighting to establish mating rank, appear almost white hot at this temperature setting.
This battle's just died down right now. Witnessing two males in the wild fighting. I mean, that was incredible.
But this fight for dominance may have been a fatal distraction. As Sam and I study the herd, without warning, two lions appear in the distance.
We got a male and a female lion just over here, but they are eyeballing those giraffe right now.
They would definitely attempt it, but there will be drama tonight.
It doesn't take long for Sam's prediction to come true. Before we know it, the male lion is on the move, and so are the giraffes.
Oh, there he goes. He's moving. See the way he kicks like that, instinctively?
It's incredible how fast these huge animals can run. To get an idea of their speed, I use a radar gun I brought along to clock their swift flight.
I got 29. I know they can go faster than that. Holy. Giraffes can move.
The giraffes do their best to outrun the lions, who themselves can top over 36 miles per hour, compared to the giraffe speed of only 35. This lion is keeping up with the herd. They have to go faster, especially the youngster.
32 miles an hour so far. They've got me in the bush right now.
When the herd enters the brush, they use the terrain to help avoid their pursuers and crisscross paths with each other to lure the lions off the juvenile giraffe.
18 miles an hour, they've slowed down.
It looks like they've succeeded in convincing the lions that this meal just isn't worth the chase.
You feel the tension, you feel the energy in the air right now. There's a mother with a calf right there. She will do anything to defend that calf. Even defend herself against a lion. I never thought they would protect their young the way they did. And it's all because of you I saw this.
No, I'm not used to going out at night. I'm a dayman. I'm very grateful to have been a part of this.
My look into the nocturnal habits of the giraffe has shown me a side of this animal that most people have never witnessed. And my respect for these majestic survivors has reached new heights.
The giraffe truly does rise above life on the savannah. But seeing a herd confronted by stalking lions gave me a whole new perspective as their formidable presence as a group and their fierce loyalty towards their young. See you when the sun goes down.